What was expected to be a smooth delivery on Saturday, January 30, turned deadly for 32-year-old Rosemary Gale and her baby. According to one of her sisters, Carlene Smith, she went to the Port Antonio Hospital in Portland around 4:30 a.m. on Saturday to deliver her third child. Unfortunately, all her family is left with now are 2 dead bodies and no closure.
The nurse told me that the baby was born at about something after 6 in the morning, and my sister passed away about after 9.
So is it that the baby is still living?
The baby is dead. She said the baby born dead.
She further expresses that the nurses have dealt with the family callously. Adding to that is Rosemary's mother and another sister.
I don't remember the time that I reached, but I knocked on the door. The nurse only peeped out. She did not come out. There was 3 to 4 of them inside the room. I said to her, what do I have to cover up that you can't come to me? No. She said, them don't have anything to cover up. She soon come. I said, I know me want to know, so come. When she come, she give my daughter a coat to go and look at her dead sister and the baby.
They say the nurses have provided a myriad of issues which led to Rosemary's death.
I get to understand that they said that she was bleeding and they can't stop the bleeding, and then her pressure went up and she have a fit. She's in the hospital. Come on, so she have a fit. She's in the right place. Her pressure elevate. She's in the right place. Do your job, that's what you're here for.
They are, however, holding on firmly to what they believe is the real reason for her death and her baby's.
My sister died because of negligence. The baby died also because of negligence. Obviously, nobody paid him any mind. So she was just there bleeding. Everybody was just unconcerned.
Her mother says she will not stop until she gets answers.
Your reaction like when you saw your exam results?
Well, I was very proud of myself and I felt like a champion.
Awesome. Tell me about your interest in math.
Well, growing up, at first I did not like the subject, found it very hard. And my father used to always just knock them out in my book, and I did not like that. Until when he started explaining it more to me, it just came to me, and then the more examples I did with my teacher, I just found it very easy.
In September, I remember I had 2 students. I was helping them out. They were in grade 8, and I was helping them out, for the City and Guilds so that they could move on to grade 9 at a high school. And so I just gave the entire class. I just said, try this and see what happens. And he actually got the highest, because some of the topics I hadn't even taught to any of them, right? I just gave, I think it was the first week in September or something, and he got 78, and I was saying to myself and eventually to his mom, if he can get 78 with no preparation for this, because City and Guilds, even though the level 2 is generally taken in 4th form and the level 3 in 5th form, there is a good amount of difference in terms of the CSEC math and the City and Guilds maths. There are some topics in CSEC that are just not covered in City and Guilds and vice versa, right? So they are different, but I certainly thought that he could manage it.
Do you intend to do any more exams this year?
Yes, I have 3 CXE subjects: math, English, and HSB, and also I have PEP.
City and Guilds email results are a little different. It kind of all over the place. So I read them, I say, but I not even know what I'm looking for, because it's not very straightforward. But then I buck up a word, say distinction, and I say, but distinction. So, I screamed. I was at work, and I just lost it totally. From the day of the exam, he brought some kind of comfort, because he came out of the exam, slept out 1 hour 15 minutes of it, and came back with watermarks all over his face. Because myself his teacher and my brother, we waited at the exam center. And when Jershan came out, he had watermarks and you name it on the face. I said, Jershan, what's happening? I said, Mommy, it's just too easy for 2 hours. And I said, Jershan, you sure? So I started to panic. And I said, Jershan, did you look over? You know, all of those questions and whatever. I said, Mommy, I looked, I read, and I just couldn't stay up anymore. I just had to sleep. So, I mean, it was, I can't even explain it more because at one point I said, did he really look over? Did he, you know, had certain, I'm not going to say doubts because I know he was prepared for it, but still, at the back of my head, I said, 45 minutes to duration, you know, stuff like that. So, when he got the results, he was like, okay, Mommy, I told you, I don't know why you were getting all beaten out and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just, I've yet to find the word to describe my actual feeling, but I'm really, really, really proud of him.
We're still a small school and, you know, very close-knit. And our mandate, my mandate is for when my students leave here at grade 6, they must have 3 CSEC subjects. And so we start preparing them as soon as they get in grade 1. We start introducing them to the basics of mathematics, human and social biology, and English language, in addition to their regular grade level work. So it's like 2 things working with simultaneously. So when they get to grade 6, they do those 3 CSEC subjects.
Well, when I grow up, I'd like to be a paleontologist. It's someone who studies about different animals, mostly dinosaurs, about their fossils, see if it's like real or not, and just they put it together. So they study the fossils about them and compare it to like other animals.
We do a course called Black Achievers where they have to study persons who have achieved greatness, and many of these are children, and so they see that it is possible. You know, they study about children who have gone to university at 10 and do GC at 6 and those kind of things. So after having gone through all of that, then you start to say, okay, well, I can do it, you know, because all these other children have done it, and that is the whole point of incorporating the Black Achievers in our school, because we know what we're asking of them, and we know that in order for them to get to that level, they must be motivated and they must have that nurturing and that constant voice in their head saying, you can do it.